Oh, wait, okay. No, I was on that side.
What up, fam?
I was on that side.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Can it see the door?
No.
Okay.
And
Okay, so what are we doing?
what up, fam?
Are we recording? What up, fam?
Yes.
I'm Taj. This is Tony.
Tony.
All right, good. Nice.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
I don't really
I
do
wasn't
guests a
even
lot.
listening.
I really don't do guests a lot. I'm not like, I just don't do guests a lot.
You do family.
So
I'm family.
So I'm really cool. Yeah, I like go in the fridge and go grab it. You know what I mean? Like if you're not comfortable enough that I can just tell you to just go to that part of the apartment and do that, then I don't know. I don't really feel like I want you in my house all the time.
Oh, I feel
So I'm saying, like, yeah, if I'm not comfortable enough with you to tell you to go get something out of the fridge and eat it,
got you.
I don't know if I really want you in my space all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things need to be filtered. Being an adult is hard.
To just try to maintain normal.
Well, yeah, I think so. And there's an innate, like, or that's not even innate, or maybe it is, like, for some people, this level of awareness that you need to know that you have to filter out certain people, that you have to, I guess, curate good moments, because life is filled with so many not so good moments.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you like the people that you're choosing to do life with, then it's like a guarantee when you do have them around you that there'll be better moments.
Go, up your average. I was considering that today, actually, before my like post 7 a.m. sleep. So woke up like 3 a.m. and then was up for a couple hours. There are some people that you definitely met and you did not know you were supposed to be more cloistered with them. And then they ended up showing their whole ass. And then you're like, damn. And I spent energy, time, and money to bring myself here to have you do this foolishness.
That's how I feel about exes, yo.
And
I know that you learned from your past relationships, but I still feel like you wasted my time. You are you kidding?
You have exes, which fair enough means that you got to a point where psychologically you're like, nah, we're doing this thing together now, right?
Whatever it is.
Which whatever, we're doing it, right? Me, I walk into the room talking about none of that for me, y'all. None of that. And then still they get to the point where they're talking to me about, oh, you're my boyfriend. And it's like, I have text evidence. I have evidence that says that that's not at all ever what I'm going for. Don't do that with me. And then they still show their ass, and it's like, damn, imagine if I was even sloppier and agreed to call myself that with you. How much worse would this be? Mm-hmm. If I was just lazy, or if I thought that was just an easier way to get into whatever relationship, right? What if I just said that to appease you in the first place? Mm-hmm. And then how much worse could that have been for both of us? Mm-hmm. Because this was me advertising I wasn't going for what you were going to imagine we were trying to do together.
Interesting.
So imagine I was deceiving at the beginning.
Yeah.
To myself and them.
Look,
it happens.
It happened.
It happens. It's the norm for people.
I was literally about to say it happens all the time.
But why is that the norm? Why? I'm not surprised that it occurs. Why is it like people expect that craziness to happen?
I can't speak for everyone, but I know that in thinking about past situations that I've been in, they had become relationships or situationships because I was at a place where I felt like I needed someone else to fill my cup because I didn't know how to fill my own.
Okay.
So insecurity.
I've observed that in the world. I've observed that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So me knowing that, damn, this nigga may not be the one, but he holds me and he loves on me. And I can say I'm in a relationship, and I may not even say this shit out loud, bro, but subconsciously and consciously, I'm craving something from someone else, even though I know it may not be the end all be all. And I think that's also why we stay. There's this level of comfort and security that we find in other people. And yes, it's good to find all that in yourself. And I think that that's why there's been more of a push for self-love. But yeah, it kind of goes back to just being self-aware. I think if I was more aware of what I was feeling, and that need to be needed, I probably wouldn't have gone out and sought that in someone else.
Here's with that, and you don't got to sit here and educate me on it. I can kind of surmise what you're getting at. But where I feel lost is that if I have had that cognition and behavior, if I had had that feeling of someone has a solution for me and I behave in a way that I try to attach to or connect with the person so that they can give me that solution, it's always been in terms of non-romantic things just not related to romance. So it'll be like, I need an administrator at this college to be cool with me so that when I get to this point of an application, I can talk to them about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I haven't ever had that feeling in a romantic way. And I get that the feeling exists. I understand why the behavior happens afterwards. I just don't know. Look, you know how you're saying that the guys are just eventually at the end, you're like, that wasn't it.
I always knew. In every single relationship that I was in.
Hey, high five. Hey, thank you. Because that was what I was going to ask is like.
Oh, no.
So people go in knowing it's not it.
Some people, for some relationships, sometimes you'll go in regardless of that knowledge or not, or that intuition or not. But yes, other times people have no idea. Other times people aren't the same at the beginning of the relationship. Sometimes people are liars going into the relationship.
You see what I'm saying?
Sometimes people change. There are all these variables, but at some point you're going to know. No one can hold up a front for like more than a month or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Have
like,
it show up.
Yeah, they will show up.
Well,
so
now, hold up now.
Bruh, what you about to say?
Whole niggas have whole other families.
Okay.
For years, and then someone meets their 28-year-old sister born the same month as them.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like different habits and like different traits about someone. They will eventually show up in the relationship that will be the deciding factor whether or not you will want to pursue a long-term thing with them.
Yeah.
I would typically know. So for my first like serious relationship, we were together for 4 years, but I remember telling him at like month 2, I was like, we're gonna break up. I was like, I don't know when, but I was like, I don't think we're gonna make it. And I always remember me saying that. I just never knew
when.
Yeah, but I remember it. And then for the next relationship, I was like, this is not gonna work, but I'm bored and I'm single. And then the most recent relationship, I knew honestly about like month 3.
So when you say month 3 in the most recent relationship and month 2 or the end of month 1 at the first relationship, is that like it's September 1st and you guys said you were going to be in a relationship together, and then October? Yo, don't judge me. I have to take a second. October is when you found out?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a point after you had agreed to be in a relationship.
Right.
Okay.
So the different variables though. So when I did agree to be in a relationship, I was feeling so many things. I think primarily one of the things that I was feeling was he's very, very kind, he's very, very sweet. But I don't necessarily know if I'm like fully attracted to all of these different traits. Like sometimes he would be like too touchy, and there were just certain things, and I'd be like, ugh, but he's so kind. Like I can't break up with, like I wouldn't want to break up with him because he's so nice. When I tell you those things ate at me for years, like just little things, little tiny things. Like whenever his voice went high pitched, I'd be like, oh my God, like little things, and I was just like, I don't know if I would be able to stay in a relationship with him. But for the most recent one, he was a bit immature, like from jump. And I was like, well, he could grow, you know, and I think that's probably why I entered into a relationship. I was like, oh, you know, he can learn. He can.
Oh gosh, I know you don't watch South Park, but anybody who watches South Park, there is a very famous, very on point, very on brand song, which is sung by Saddam Hussein in South Park's movie.
What?
And Saddam is in a relationship with the devil because he's Saddam Hussein, and he's the abuser in the relationship.
Right. Okay.
And the devil is like, "You have to leave, get out of here." And then Saddam's like, "Oh, I can change, baby."
Oh.
And then Saddam sings a whole fucking song where he goes, "I can change, I can change." Yeah. He's just doing like a whole Showtime bit. He's doing a whole they do because it's a musical.
Oh God.
So they do a whole fucking bit of Saddam Hussein, the abuser, in a relationship with Satan.
Wow.
Convincing Satan that he'll become better.
Okay.
Yeah, and Satan just takes him back again. And then I forget who it is that ends up like convincing Satan that he's Satan and he should kill Saddam Hussein because he's Satan.
Oh my God, what?
Because he's Satan. It's like, why are you taking abuse from him? Like, oh my God, you're Satan. He's like, hey, I am somebody. And he has that like Tyler Perry, the lady at the end of the movie where she finally decides to leave her husband after forgiving him for cheating on her the whole time. He has that moment in the thing, and then he throws Saddam Hussein off the edge or something and he dies. So that just reminds me of that. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot, actually. Of people saying that they just thought like that portion of a person could become different later on.
I think that's like the main reason to answer your earlier question.
And I don't see that. I can understand why someone sees that, especially if you think about yourself as a younger person before you ever had any sort of like betrayals from anybody in your life, friends, authority figures, you know what I mean? Like if you ever caught an adult in a lie on some shit where you're like, damn, and he'll definitely told me in class not to do that. Mm-hmm. Some shit like that. Mm-hmm. So very early on, I just knew that that was the reason why I knew that maybe even if the idea behind why there's a church was real, I knew that the people at the church were just putting on a show.
You talking about hypocrites?
So so you know what I mean? Like you're saying, you can always tell. It maybe take like a month or something like that. And I don't know how long it takes me to catch on with somebody, but if I can tell that you're a certain way, I'm not gonna hold you to try and be a different way. Mm-hmm. I might just not fuck with you.
That's easier. Yep, but that's easier said than done.
But literally, because
you're just saying you don't understand, but you do understand.
No. I'm not disagreeing that it's easier said than done, but it's actually also easier than sticking with a person. I think it's harder to like imagine that person evolving and seeing it through. I think it's more common that they don't evolve. I think it's very on average for that case to happen, but I'm the guy on the further edge where I'm like, yeah, I'm not even gonna give you the shot. I'm not even gonna give you the shot.
I feel you. I wish that it was that easy for someone like me.
I get I get you. And I'm not saying it's I'm not saying that like I think it's the right way because I still end up in the same situation that you're talking about.
That takes courage. Especially when someone is...
You think my thing takes courage?
I think so. I think like if someone is interested in me and I'm speaking from a place of insecurity. So like if someone is interested in me, I'm like, well, I don't have any other suitors. then like I don't know if I could like say no to this opportunity. I know that's like
no, but again, you've literally been in more relationships than me, and no, so you know, so you have a better education on relationships, so I don't know. From the outside, it looks like to me in relationships, there's always a deflation on attraction, and that's not true, but it's what it looks like to me.
oh,
There are people who are exactly as into each other as they were for forever.
Yeah.
That just exists. There are people who are very excellent in a relationship with each other.
Right.
That exists, but it looks like to me like everyone is always slightly just deflating on how much they're attracted to their partners over time. I think it is extremely, I don't even want to say courageous, I think it's confident to believe that what you would get out of it is as good as the amount of time as you're investing. I think that's like, because I get tired thinking about going to meet somebody at a place.
I mean, logically, all of what you're saying is great, and I feel like we're deserving of that experience to just like to say no to something that we know is not beneficial to us.
Okay, because I've been feeling abnormal as shit. Okay.
No.
I've been feeling abnormal. Not that you're making me. You're actually saying that I'm not as.
You're like ahead of the curve.
Okay.
You're so amazing.
Okay. Well, that's a phrasing.
You're amazing.
That's a phrasing. Thank you. I think you're amazing too. Thank you.
Oh my God. I don't know. I just can't help but to think about, for example, you know how they always say, she's so beautiful, and you know she's with this like ugly person by society standards, and I'm mainly honestly thinking about like video vixens.
No, I know what you're talking about in general.
You know what I mean?
The theme of an ugly man can.
Yeah. So I don't know, like why else would you enter a relationship? Forget financially, you're like not attracted to this guy at all.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, so
you know how easy it is for them to,
especially if you're in your own, you got your own money supply and everything. You just live your own life, and then somehow you end up with that one dude who's like not even personality wise,
like has nothing to offer but money.
I don't get.
Do you see how it's hard to get? But why are they in those relationships?
Because I think about it, dog, and it's okay. So all right, bit of candor, especially with Black women. I don't, when I'm out in the world, try to press any energy out towards them in a romantic or sexual way, explicitly because I know for a fact that harassment exists, and I can't believe that just because today I notice you means that you've had any solace in the whole week. You could have been having a shitty week, and you're just out in the world because you physically have to be, and I don't want to fucking bother you. I just don't want to bother you. So mostly women in general, I might even catch that you look at me across the street or something like that.
Because you're fine.
Thank you. That's what, you know, I'm not mad at that, but I'm also not going to believe that now because we could be attracted to each other right now means that we're going to have any of the qualities that we want in a relationship. You just walking down the fucking street.
Yeah, I have to remind myself of that often. Like, looks are literally just that.
And I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I notice you too, but I'm not going to try to like, because again, like, even if I'm trying to make your day better, you really could have been having a shitty fucking, you could have been having a shitty, terrible fucking day, explicitly because you're just out walking around. No other reasons. No other reasons. You know how low of a fucking common denominator that is? Everybody you see outside is walking around outside right now. You're walking around with people all the time. That's too many fucking people to try to hit on all the time. It's too aggressive. So, like you're saying, I kind of assume people have had experiences with other human beings that were not to their liking, and I don't want to add on to the list. That's why, like I said before, I walk into the room talking about how not interested I am in these things on this list here, so I don't get anyone confused. I don't bother nobody, Everybody knows what I'm about. And then still I end up in the same place where they're like, well, you said you were gonna be this. And it was like, I have proof. I have proof. I have proof.
You're so annoying.
I have proof. No, because I don't want to be that guy. I know that nobody likes that guy. Nobody likes that guy.
Oh, I made a list, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to just manifest some things in the world.
Do that.
So I made the list.
Do that. Yeah, I fuck with the list. I like explicit energy.
I know you do.
Yeah. I don't think people do coy or undertones as well as they think. And so it just always comes off to me as like really tense and sarcastic or moody or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get you to a place where you're feeling tense and sarcastic and moody.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be around you if that's your mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to have that mode and then put it on you. I don't want you to put it on me. So I don't want to trigger it. I don't want to set it off. And if I do stuff to do that, I don't want to be around you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why would you want to be around people to make them not like you? Why the fuck would you do that? That's such a weird, I don't get it. And then people who get into relationships to be that negative asshole dude, they're common as fuck.
Mm-hmm. I
don't want to be one of those dudes. I'm sorry. That's just a fucking gross person to end up being. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I appreciate your sentiments. When I think about some board games, I think that a lot of them are made for 2 players. I've also noticed that sometimes the instructions can be a lot to digest. I think it slows down the how quickly the game goes by if we're like constantly having to reference instructions. I have noticed that most board games are very visually appealing and colorful, which I do like. Most board games have some set of cards included. And I don't know, I can't think of anything else. What else, like specifically, do you want me to say?
No, it's whatever you just like. What board games elicit to you? If you have a bunch of experience with them and you have a very detailed anthology you can give, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. It's supposed to be just understanding. What do you feel like with the gaming industry? If you have a whole bunch of experiences with them, are they a bunch of good ones? Are they a bunch of bad ones?
Yeah, I think overall I've had really good experiences with board games. The only one that gave that I didn't really like was Monopoly.
Okay.
I just feel like it takes way too long for no reason.
Okay.
And there's just a lot involved. There's too much involved in Monopoly.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
That is correct.
Okay, so basically,
that's my main thing.
I'm supposed to assume something, I'm supposed to guess, and then I'm supposed to go out in the world and talk to somebody and see if they say my guess.
Okay. I do like when board games are very interactive. So if I can have, I know I mentioned this earlier with the set of cards, I really, really do like a set of cards.
Mm.
And I think that's because I like playing card games, maybe, but it helps when there's that added element. It's exciting when you are able to have something in your hand, all while being able to move a piece on a board. And I do like the games that make you think. Like chess is a game that I really like. I'm not really good at it, but chess is a game that I like because I have to strategize, and something like checkers is fun, and it's for all ages. So I like the variety in board games too. I think it would be cool though if there were some board games that were kind of able to touch a larger population. Like for example, I don't think Monopoly is one that can be played by super young people. Whereas I probably as an adult I don't really care to play something like checkers.
Okay. I'm supposed to ask you leading questions.
Okay.
But I definitely don't prefer that. I like your answer. I don't think it's an incomplete answer.
Oh, sorry.
But I don't want to. No, go ahead. I had it for like a hot minute. I was
Okay.
holding it for a grip. That's what I realized.
You look faded.
I'm okay. But that's when I realized I was like, oh, I gotta get this out of my head and I lit it past you. So the card thing
Yeah.
is something that I know for a fact is gonna
Be a part of sin.
inevitably, but maybe not the first rendition.
Okay.
And the type of board games you're talking about are predominantly, if you're saying like a checkers, chess, and then like a Monopoly. And I know you talk broader about the other board games that are like really colorful and stuff. I know what you mean. You know what I mean? Like you go around the board and you roll dice and you have information cards and shit like that.
Is there a board game? Another board game that I like. I forgot what it's called, but you have the marbles. I don't know if that's considered a board game though.
Marbles?
I think it.
Probably a board game.
Asian, and you have like a set of marbles on either side, and then there are like like a couple different circles.
Is it the one where it's like maybe an octagon or something?
And you have to pick up, drop, 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 pick up, drop, 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 drop.
Oh God! If you
I
know,
think it's a board game.
It's definitely considered a board game. I found out that a lot of things are considered board games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that. When I think of board games, I swear I only think of games that have
like a fold-out board.
Yeah.
Board game means a lot, basically. But essentially, so what I'm getting into is tabletop role-playing games, and they usually have like a
Mancala.
Okay, yeah, that's a board game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's considered a board game. I know what you're talking. I knew of that because they have a version of that all over the place. Of like recesses, and you put stones in recess.
Yeah.
But I was just recently watching a TikTok of some homies doing it in like like in the sand and the dirt or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Just like like island type shit. Just you just live in the woods and shit. And so there are ignorant ass people in TikTok talking about, oh my God, these people need help, and it's like they're playing a game right now. Don't think that because something's happening on the earth that it's literally beneath you. God, it's just it's just so obnoxious. It's just because it's happening on ground.
Oh my God.
My man's up there grinning and shit, doing up their counting and whatnot, and people are like, oh my God, they need help. Play a fucking board game.
Yo, pay us. But for real, if you are enjoying these episodes, please subscribe and consider donating via Anchor.
Hey guys, remember to subscribe, like this video, and hit the bell. And if you're really cool, review us on Apple Podcasts.